he's still at war and calls his family to check on them, hearing his wife say he should have called the cops instead of getting involved. Later in the evening, Jake goes home and sees Fresh in his car mentioning payback before driving away. A panicking Jake rushes inside the house and is devastated to discover his family is dead, so he screams and cries as he has a total breakdown. Moments later, the police arrive and try to ask him some questions, but Jake snaps and goes away in his truck. He drives through the city looking for Fresh's car while his mind keeps going through his happiest family memories. Eventually he finds the car outside a naughty club, so Jake rushes inside with a gun in hand and begins shooting every single gang member without hesitation. When he is about to kill Fresh, the man explains that he hadn't meant to kill Jake's family but he was given no choice. This doesn't change Jake's mind and Fresh gets shot too. 5 months later, Jake is serving time in prison for his crime and his PTSD gets worse as he spends most of his day picturing Fresh killing his family. One day, Jake is surprised to get a visit from Mason, who offers his help to reopen the case. However, Jake refuses because he thinks he belongs there and repeats what he told the judge. He got his revenge and now has zero remorse, he'd even do it again. Then Jake asks Mason to never come back and tells the guard to take him back to his cell. That night, Jake keeps remembering his days with the army and how Mason had retired after saving his life. Sometime later, Jake is visited by a stranger named Ramsey, who mentions he runs a private task force. However, Jake doesn't let him say more and once again asks the guard to take him back. Later in the evening, Jake is dreaming about his family when suddenly, a bunch of masked men break into his cell and sedate him before kidnapping him. When Jake wakes up later, he finds himself out of prison and discovers his kidnapper is Ramsey, who confesses he's been watching Jake for a long time and is impressed by his record. Ramsey's organization, called Section 8, doesn't play by the rules, and Ramsey thinks they can give Jake back his purpose. As a final touch, Ramsey says Jake's son would like to see him as a hero, not a convict, so Jake finally accepts to join. Later in Washington, D.C., Ramsey introduces Jake to the rest of the team, Elias, Ajax, Bruner, and Muller. Then he gives him a tour of what he calls the Batcave,